this may be the latest podcast I've ever done and may ever do. I don't know. I've been really busy, busy, filling in for my friend Mark Davis, which I'm going to do again this morning. Actually, I'll go to bed for 3-4 hours and go hit the show. My final morning filling in for my friend Mark Davis, because I can't on Friday. I have to do some other stuff. But and then meeting with my friend from Blue Ribbon Roofing, John Hopkins, and we have sealed the deal. The roof's going to be replaced in the very near future. So I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But the big stories. Karmelo Anthony jury is sat, and guess what? There are no blacks on the Karmelo Anthony jury. I will tell you why. Also coming up, we have another crazed lunatic leftist, Marxist leftist activist at the same high school in Fort Worth ISD where that Islamist and radical leftist Marxist Black Lives Matter activist was supposed to be the principal at Western Hills High School in Fort Worth. Now we have a teacher in the same vein. He's even worse, it seems. Then we have downtown Dallas truly is in a downward spiral. And I'm not making that up or saying it to be, over the top. Hey, by the way, do you like my new shirt? This is my official. I have 3 new, maybe even 4, I don't know, Blue Ribbon DFW t-shirts. This is awesome. So that's my friend John Hopkins from BlueRibbonDFW.com roofing. Anyways, let me get right to it, though. First, this show is brought to you by IRSProb.com. That's IRSPROB.com, helping good people with IRS problems, specialize in IRS controversy, IRS audits, and tax planning strategies. One of the best things I can tell you is Randy's an amazing CPA. We're entering our 10th year of business together, and I was blown away at what he was able to do for me this year. He is unbelievable. Thank you, Randy Martin, and thank you, God, for bringing my friend Randy Martin into my life and for doing my taxes so amazing as a tax planner. Now, Karmelo Anthony, this is absolutely true. There are no blacks on the jury. And you might say, and I looked up the percentage of blacks in Collin County because that's important, just shy of 11% black, 10 to 11% black. It's 10 point something. And though you are alarmed, and though the entire defense of the Karmelo Anthony defensive team, well, there's 2 defenses. Mine that I like to tell you about is it's I'm black and this is racism. Literally, is their outside response, trying to work the community up into a frenzy, the black community up into a frenzy, and other wokelets up. But inside the courtroom, voir dire, the whole jury elimination and culling process, which is now official. All the jurors have been sat. Trial will last about 2 weeks, 35 witnesses. He faces 5 to 99 years in life if convicted for murder. But the defense is going to do this, based on all the questioning going on for the jury in voir dire, and that is this. The blade that he was carrying apparently might be a folded blade, and it is under 5.5 inches, which is lawful to take to places like the track meet. Number 2, he fears for his safety, and he stood his ground. The questions that the jurors were being asked by the defense was, and by the prosecution, was stuff like, how do you feel about the immigration enforcement? That was a political question to see if they're politically left or politically right. That nobody in the jury panel bought it. And then how do you feel about standing your ground and this and that? So his defense is going to be outside of the courtroom. It's going to be racism. I'm a victim because I'm black, even though I was the one that admitted to stabbing Austin Metcalf in the chest at the track meet and killing him in Frisco, murdering him, according to the police. And so that's it. We have a 2-pronged strategy. Work the people and the media to shape the narrative outside by being racism. Inside, stand your ground, trying to mock people like you and me that are conservatives, standing our ground. Well, you being squatting under a tent of another team in another school when the coach told the students, don't let anybody come in here under this tent in the rain because there's stuff getting stolen all the time. And Austin Metcalf did what his coach told him to do, which is to keep people out. And this guy ends up stabbing him to death over it, according to the charges and the reports. So I'll give you some more tidbits, but this is fascinating. This is going to be one hell of a case. He's going to be convicted. And not because, and the other thing is, you're going to say, why are there 3 no blacks on the jury? There were 3 blacks that were potential jurors, but they were struck. Couple things. Each side has a certain amount of strikes they can do without any cause, any reason, no problem. They have been used. The jury's been sat, but they were used. Number two, the 3 blacks who were potentially going to be on the jury but were struck for a reason other than race, because it's illegal, and there's a specific test that the Supreme Court established, and it's if you have to prove if it's racism under a specific name of the former case. It's the Batson challenge. Batson is where you have to prove that race was a factor in it for it to be thrown out or to be an illegal judgment. And as far as the Batson case, it is very, very hard. SMU law professor and others in here are saying it is extraordinarily hard to prove a Batson case or charge, because you can come up with any reason that is lawful and legal, that is reasonable, and you're going to win it. And here's the thing. The 3 people they struck were female, black, educators. They're all educators. Not because they're female, can't do that, that's illegal. Not because they're black, can't do that, that's illegal. But because they're educators. And they wanted to keep educators out. And so that commonality, the judge ruled, does not follow the Batson challenge, the Batson decision. So no, it was thrown out. No blacks on the jury. That's fascinating. I, of course, wouldn't care if there were blacks on the jury. But the woke outside prosecution of this case, or defense of the case, from the Marxist, leftist, godless Black Lives Matter organization called Next Generation Action Network, Dominique Alexander, the many faces of Dominique, the race-baiting bottom dweller who has 10 to 13 pictures of his mugshots over the years for check kiting, I think car theft, grand theft, stuff like that. And also we pleaded guilty to beating a black baby boy. He also had his black baby mama he's fathered children with but refuses to get married with. And she had a press conference when she was running for city council saying that he beat her, broke her toe. So he, according to all those things, he beats black baby boys. He, being a black civil rights activist, a fake one, is relevant with race and all this. And his black baby mama said he beat the hell out of her. But I've never seen him try to beat up a black man, and I wonder why. Perhaps he's like Graham Plattner and he's a coward and a wimp. I think that's exactly what he is. So he'll be going with that angle, the whole race thing. So that is kind of it, and they're going to do stand your ground, which you can't do because there was no imminent death or great bodily harm. Also, I think that's basically everything. I wanted to hit the most important points. I'm going to get much more deep into this tomorrow morning, or this morning, I should say, when I fill in for Mark Davis on 660 AM The Answer from 7 to 10 a.m. By the way, if you want to be able to comment in real time while I'm doing the show, the way to do that is to follow me on Rumble or YouTube, because if you do, what that will get you is you can comment in real time. I'll see it and I'll respond. I want to tell you about irsprob.com. Oh, by the way, coming up next, we're going to get into the downward... Oh, no. Western Hills High School, where the radical Marxist, leftist, and Islamist, because she openly supports Sharia law, who's on paid or on reassignment instead of being hired and starting as the principal of Western Hills High School in Fort Worth. We now have a teacher who is worse at Western Hills High School in Fort Worth. His posts, I will show you them from social media, and his website, for his teacher's website for his students, is a radical Marxist leftist. I'll show you it. You'll see. So he is now hopefully going to get yanked from that school too. None of this crap in our children. These are the people that need to be thrown out of our schools, that are trying to turn our children into useful, idiot activists on the streets, to be street thugs and ignorant at that. And they need to be thrown out of our school systems. They should have no captive audience or en loco parentis acting in place of the parent in our schools with our children. Absolutely not. But first, this show's brought to you by irsprob.com. That's IRSPROB.com, helping good people with IRS problems, specializing in IRS controversy, IRS audits, and tax planning strategies. Randy Martin is amazing. Let me show you a few pictures. There we are about almost 10 years ago. Me, Randy. On the left, it's George. And on the next second to the left, it's Ray. And there we are almost 10 years ago. Look at that. And then here's Randy speaking at his alma mater, UT Austin, which, of course, is the best accountancy school in the state, where he graduated from. Here he is winning the Longhorn 100 with his beautiful wife, Norma. And I couldn't be happier. They are my CPAs, and they have been, and my tax planners for almost 10 years. They are absolutely freaking incredible. They're a godsend to me and my family. IRSprob.com. Use them if you have a loved one who died recently and you have tax problems. If you have a business with some tax problems, or you might have tax problems, or maybe you just need a good tax planner, go to IRSprob.com or call 214-214-3000. 214-214-3000, or tell them Chris Crock sent you. Number two. Today, as I was meeting with and getting my new shirts from BlueRibbonDFW.com, Blue Ribbon Roofing, with my friend John Hopkins, we spent a lot of time together today. I made him laugh a lot, and he made me laugh a lot. Before I tell you about him in a little bit, I told him he's a big fan of Jim Dutton, like I am, the host of Texas Home Improvement in Dallas, Houston, and Austin on the radio. And my wife worked for Jim and his wife Mary at Due West Foundation and Plumbing for 3 years. But Due West Foundation and Plumbing has done everything in my home: plumbing, foundation, root shields with the roots keeping them out from under my house, grading around the house. They did my foundation work when they replaced 17 feet of pipe under my house. All my remodeling for plumbing, they've done all of it, everything. My water heater was replaced by Jim. They're the best. They do concrete leveling. They do retention walls, foundation, plumbing. They do it all, and they are the best. You have a plumber and a foundation guy. Look, I'm setting you up with everything you'll ever need, and you'll never have a problem with these people. And if anything happens, they make it right. Go to du-west.com. That's du-west.com, or call 972-406-0912, 972-406-0912, and tell them Chris Crock sent you. Okay, Western Hills High School. Look at this. Let me show you some of these pictures. 1 second. I have them up here, right? I forgot to put them in the system, so I'll show you. I'll pull them in there right now. 1, 2, and 3. You have to see these photos that are on this guy's. He has a high school website, I guess, for students and stuff, and then he also has some public social media things he's done, and it's absolutely incredible. Okay, this is the teacher at Western Hills. Now remember, before I do that, first of all, let's do this. This is the woman who was supposed to be the principal of Western Hills. She has been reassigned because she's got BLM crap on her social media feed. She's defending and retweeting things about defending and supporting Sharia law. It's freaking insane. What is happening, right? Or maybe this has been happening forever, and we're just finding out now more, out there all over the country, but let alone Dallas-Fort Worth. So now comes this guy. This guy is a teacher at Western Hills High School, and this is all from the Dallas Express. They did hella job today getting this out there. This guy here is journalism and English. No, hold on. That's his picture. He's Spanish 1 and 2 and a JV soccer coach, and his name is Ernie Moran. Ernie Moran, according to his student website, is an ardent Marxist, leftist, BLM type and LGBTQ worshiper. Look at that. This is his website. This is his website. Apparently, that's through the school that kids can access. This is his social. You see a pride flag, Black Lives Matter. Look at this garbage from this guy. I mean, do you want this guy having access to your kids? What do you think he's going to teach your children about? How do you think he's going to teach? Let's look at his social media post. Look at this. Go to the No Kings rally. No Kings, no Kings. And this guy's a complete leftist hack. Here's another one he put up separately from another post. No Kings, and he's performing at a certain time. So this guy is an activist. He is not a teacher. He is a professional leftist Marxist activist, and he needs to be tossed out of the school. Let me share the details from this great exclusive story from the Dallas Express. I'm not aware of anybody else that has this story. They did a bang-up job. And by the way, the leftists that are in the school district, the parents and the activists, are saying they're so mad that the TEA, Texas Education Agency, overtook the whole school district and are running it now because of its massive failure in the schools and their failing grades and failing test scores. And the activists are complaining. They're mad. They're like, "We're watching you." They have a group called something like, we're watching you. Yeah? Why weren't you watching them when the school was failing? The district was failing. So let me share about this guy. Brandon Hall is one of our TEA's board members, and he saw this, and he reported this to the state, and they're investigating. He's calling for an investigation into the social media activity, online materials linked to this Western Hills High School teacher. That's Ernie Moran, the guy I showed you. Also, the school principal that I showed you, Shaima Al-Zubi, she's on desk duty, if you will. She will not be the principal until an investigation is complete. In my prayers, she will be tossed out of the district. This guy, too, he's got to go. Screenshot showing a website linked through his Fort Worth ISD profile. This is his Fort Worth ISD profile linked up on that with his profile, listing him as Spanish 1 and 2 teacher and junior varsity soccer coach at Western Hills High. His social media posts show political causes, demonstrations I showed you. No kings, no ICE, un pueblo unido, a village united. I speak Spanish moderately well. He went to he posted another separate No Kings rally June 14th at Burke Burnett Park. Unite massive rally to stand up to tyranny. This guy is an activist. Go be an activist. Get out of school. He spoke at a Fight Oligarchy rally. That's so funny. I was listening to Bernie today. Chris, we're fighting oligarchy. And he goes, the billionaires. He used to say the millionaires, but he's a millionaire and he owns at least 2 houses. Bernie Sanders does, of course. You have to see. I didn't get the video for you, but there's a whole bunch of guys were wearing towels and shirtless with the sunglasses on. They were protesting Graham Plattner, and Bernie was coming out. There was like 20 of them. They were chanting. I'll play it for you in the morning on Mark Davis show. But Bernie came out and saw it. He was yelling, oh, oligarchy, Trump, oligarchy, and then he walked away. And it was so funny because you're seeing like 20 guys, like Graham Plattner's kick profile photo. It's so great. And they're chanting, porta potty. What is it? He likes to rough up the suspect, Graham Plattner says, in porta potties. And they're going, porta potty, and something else. They're chanting porta potty, and I can't remember what the other one is. It's so funny. You'll hear it on the Mark Davis show this morning when I fill in. Anyway, Moran also spoke at the Fight Oligarchy rally. He said at the Fight Oligarchy rally where he spoke, he said the land belongs to the Comanche and the Wichita nations. This freaking guy needs to get out of our schools. He's brainwashing our kids. He should never have the privilege of teaching our children. Another video shows him criticizing Fort Worth Mayor Maddie Parker. This is worse. And referring to some attendees as Christian nationalists. So if it's my son in that class or my daughter, we certainly would be called Christian nationalists. This guy would attack my kids, discriminate against my kids. He cannot teach our kids. Here's what he said. He said, no matter how much you attempt to cater to the Christian nationalists who try to fill this room with their congregation, no matter how much you try to twist things and paint yourself as a victim, no intimidation tactic is going to keep us from our task of preceding one another, he told the city council. This guy, as of publication, his Instagram page has been made private. Crab walking, trying to hide. You're busted, buddy. He also tweeted this out or put this on social media. We are governed by monsters like Governor Abbott, he said in a post referencing reports about Texas troopers and children crossing the border. So he wants open borders, mass invasion like we got under Biden. Here's what our Board of Education member Brandon Hall said. If Mr. Moran is using left-wing political slogans and pride symbols to introduce himself to students, it's completely inappropriate. The possible violation of SB 12 about teaching and with bias. I'm appalled by what I've seen. I plan to pass this information along to the Office of TEA Inspector General to investigate potential violations of the law. Yes, 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 yes. Give me some more. It's insane. Well, today, I don't have my documents. I don't want to show you my roofing contract, but we signed everything. There's going to start some work on my house tomorrow, actually. I'm so excited. There's a lot of work that Blue Ribbon DFW, which is what my shirt I'm wearing says. That's their logo right here, Blue Ribbon Roofing, I should say. BlueRibbonDFW.com, Blue Ribbon Roofing. 32 years in business. And John here is on the right. John and I we spent several days together on and off over the past couple months, or a month or two. John and I, he went over all the paperwork. He went over everything about my roof and meticulously, and he is an absolute expert. By the way, I'm going to get radiant barrier. I'm getting, my decking is mushy when I walk on my roof, and in my last roof was replaced like 7 years ago, and they did not replace the decking. He's doing it. It's covered by my insurance because it's not up to code. The last people didn't know that. I'm getting new decking. I'm getting radiant barrier underneath in my attic that's going to keep it cooler, which saves my energy costs in my house. This is the best freaking place you can go to get your roof done. Let's go back over here. So John's on the right. See, he's wearing the blue. They're all wearing the Blue Ribbon DFW shirts. I should say Blue Ribbon Roofing. The website's Blue Ribbon DFW. But look at it. So there's John on the right, Tish, his wife, and then on the left it's Trevor and his wife Jenna. I've talked to all but Trevor. I'll be meeting him soon too. Family owned, family operated, 32 years in business. The absolute best. They've done. I've got a number. They've done over 25,000 roofs. They're the best. And by the way, they do a ton of USAA, and USAA is my insurance company. It is the best insurance company. If you're military, your parents were military, get on it now. It's the best. So he's taught me a lot. He's walking me through everything, and my fence is going to be redone. My outside work on the house, the roof, the gutters, all sorts of stuff. So what I want you to do is go to blueribbondfw.com. The other thing is, too, a lot of insurance companies are now giving you, they're only going to pay for the value of the roof that they were replacing. They will not pay for the entire new roof after about 8 years. It's RCV and ACV, actual cash value versus real cash value. What does this mean? Get Blue Ribbon Roofing on your roof before your roof turns 8 years old to check it out. I thought I did not have any problems. I've been on my roof a bunch of time. I couldn't see any issues, but he showed me where it was, and then my insurance company said yes, and it's done. So go to blueribbondfw.com. That's blueribbondfw.com for the best. Blue Ribbon Roofing, and we'll be doing a lot of great videos together as we do the work on my house. Now, downtown Dallas is in a downward spiral, and they're screwed. And it is because, and even the Dallas Morning News editorial board agrees with me, it's because there's been no vision, there's been no plan, and they tried to do a last-ditch effort to get the Mavs to bail them out with the city hall being replaced for like it's between, I think, $500 billion and $600 billion is roughly what they're saying to renovate the whole Dallas City Hall, which supposedly needs to be totally regutted and stuff. I'm not disputing that. But they tried to get the Dallas Mavs to buy that area so they could demolish it and bail them out to get a whole new city hall. Kimberly Beiser Tolbert, our city manager, is a disgrace and a joke. Eric Johnson, the fake Republican, who only switched, as you know, to Republican after he ran for a second term of mayor, because he would never win as a Republican, and then magically turned Republican after he got elected, and his term's about to expire, obviously, in the next year or two, whatever it is, his second and last term is up, and he wants to run, my belief is unequivocally, he's going to run for a statewide office as a Republican, and that's why he switched to being a Republican. He's a fake Republican who, when you say things that he doesn't like, plays the frickin' race card like a great liberal Democrat leftist. And he has failed dramatically, too, and the Dallas Morning News says that to the effect of that, and I do. Because there was no plan. They had nothing prepared with the AAC. It's 25 or 26 years old, and it's kind of, they're saying it's obsolete. I'm not going to get into that ballgame. All I'm telling you is, the Dallas Mavericks have signed to go to Valley View, which is still in Dallas, but it's not in downtown. It's 13 miles, 17, I think it's 10 miles or 12 miles to the north of downtown. To me, it's barely in Dallas. I know that you can go 3 or 4 or 5 stops after 635, Valley View, before it's not Dallas anymore, before it's Plano, I believe. But it's basically barely Dallas. So here we go. Mayor Johnson, look what he said, and this he is in over his head, and he failed. Here he is next to Kimberly Beiser Tolbert, standing there and speaking. No, that's not Kimberly Beiser Tolbert. It's another city council member. Here we go. Watch this.
Guys, I don't know if you've figured it out yet, but the knives are out for our city. The knives are out for Dallas. We have a serious situation on our hands.
Dude, the knives aren't out for Dallas. They've been out for several years. You just didn't know it. You have failed. Here we go.
We are in a very cutthroat competition.
Because there's no more competition, Mr. Mayor. You've lost. You've already lost the competition. Dude, you should have been saying this 5 years ago. You are a failure, Mr. Mayor.
On our hands. We are in a very cutthroat competition.
This would be like losing an election and then coming out a year after you lost the election saying, we're in a very tough competition. What? What are you, John Cornyn? Continuing on.
I've been saying this for years now, and
this is him trying to do Operation CYA. Cover your bleep.
I hope everybody who's been watching the news this week understands that I wasn't crying wolf. Like, we are in a very serious competition. The wolf is at the door, and the wolf is not in this room.
No, brother man. The roof was at the door 4, 5, 6 years ago. He left the door. He already got you. He already won. I'm going to go back a little bit and play the rest of it for you here.
Wolf is at the door, and the wolf is not in this room. The wolf is not in this room. The wolf is up the tollway.
You've already lost. You go up the tollway. You get off at, you wouldn't get off at 6:35. I usually, when I'm coming to Valley View, basically, which has been a Kearney vacant lot of Kearney places. We used to go to that the mall there, and it was starting to decline back then. But we used to go to the mall with our kids, and we used to Valley View Mall, and we used to go to the theater there, even when everything else was kind of shut down already. But it's perpetually, since we moved here 16 years ago, it's perpetually been Kearneyland, as we all know. But he should have been saying this 6 years ago. This is a man who's been defeated and panicking after he's already lost. This is a disgrace. So, Mr. Mayor, it's too late. You're a day late and $1 short, and you already lost. Number 2, the Dallas Morning News editorial board agrees with me, and they say city leaders needed to be prepared years ago. You lost, Mr. Mayor. When the Mavericks lease came up years ago, a lack of vision has been emblematic of council leadership under Mayor Eric Johnson. I told you I was right. Because, I don't agree with Dallas Morning News editorial board, but more than maybe 1 out of 10 times, I'm guessing. What we got was an 11th hour scramble with no real vision. What did you say, Mayor Johnson? What?
Guys, I don't know if you figured it out yet, but the knives are out for our...
Yeah, no real vision, buddy. You're 6 years late. This decision required a years-long public discussion. Mr. Mayor, you're in your second term. You failed. Dallas, they write, wasn't ready when the opportunity came because our leadership wasn't focused on the big picture. There you go, Mr. Mayor. Way to lose things. Way to screw up. And as you know, we've lost in downtown Dallas AT&T, Comerica, Fifth Third Bank. We have lost Neiman Marcus. We've lost the Dallas Stars. We've lost the Dallas Mavericks. Neiman Marcus. The whole thing's a disgrace. The Dallas Farmers Market Stakeholders Association president said, what an embarrassing and painful city this week. One resident said they moved downtown specifically to take the mugger mover, the jail rail, DART, to the AAC for games. Downtown is losing the anchors that drive activity and growth. You think? So, and by the way, it is no longer the Dallas Stars. I said this first because this story came out tonight, and I said it in the morning. I called it. I said, ladies and gentlemen, and I said it on my podcast last night. Ladies and gentlemen, the Plano Stars. Woo! Cheer for the NHL team, the Plano Stars. And here it is right here. The Valley View Mavs. That's exactly right. The Plano Stars. AT&T's gone. Neiman's gone, said the president of the Farmers Market Stakeholders Association. Kimberly Beiser Tolbert says she will continue talks with the Stars and work with the franchise to get him and keep him in Dallas. You're delusional, woman. You lost. That's pretty much the gist of it for now. I'm going to get my butt to bed. I want you to tune in at 7 a.m. I'll be filling in for Mark Davis, my good friend. And I will be sporting this shirt because I just put it on tonight. Thank you. I'll see you en la mañana, por la mañana, although it is already the morning. Can you tell? All right, this show's been brought to you by IRSProb.com, IRSPRB.com, helping good people with IRS problems, specializing in IRS controversy, IRS audits, and tax planning strategies. Give them a call at 214